But if you want to really attract great people, you have to be a great person. You have to be a leader worth following. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Money Mondays. My name is Brandon Burns. It is an honor and a privilege to be your host here tonight at 11 p.m. at this fine hotel room studio. We're gonna have a good time tonight because we're talking on a topic that is near and dear to my heart, and that is building teams, right? I have a lot of people send me DMs, people email me, and they're like, I want to build a team, and I feel like I'm at that point in my career, in my entrepreneurial journey, in my business, or even just as an influencer, speaker, coach, like whatever it is that you do, I feel like I'm at a point where I can start to use some help, but I just can't seem to find people. What do I do? Right? And this is a struggle for a lot of people because people will look at the ones at the top, the Eric Thomases, the Ed Miletts, and I'm just saying these people because that's the industry that I'm in, is personal development. But whatever industry you're in, we look at the people at the top and we look at all these people who are like, oh, I want to work for you for free. And then, because that's a big thing now, Gary Vee kind of popularized that whole concept. I did it, by the way, and it still works, but it's getting a little bit harder because now there's competition, being put onto that. But people look at those guys and say, oh, well, building a team is just a matter of when I get successful enough, then all of a sudden the team comes to me. To a certain extent, that's true, but how can we reverse engineer that formula to be a little more robust? That's what I want to talk about today, because to me, just saying, oh, if you're good enough and successful enough, then all of a sudden your team will magically appear, that doesn't work for me. I'm a much more systematic individual than that, so I want to dive a little bit deeper into that. I think there's 6 steps, this process of really attracting a good team. Number 1 is you have to be a leader worth following. And that one's hard. That's the hardest step, actually. You're not going to get people who want to come work for you, who want to come help you out, who want to join your team just because of some success that you may have in business or some success that you may have financially. You'll get the low-hanging fruit. You'll get the people who want to make money and they think that you're a good person to do that from. I won't say with, I'll say from, because most likely those people are a little bit shallow and they're going to take advantage of you. They're there for what they can get, not for what they can contribute. But if you want to really attract great people, you have to be a great person. The reason that a guy like Eric Thomas attracts such incredible people to join his team is not just because he's incredibly successful financially, obviously he is, but it's because of his character. It's because of who he is as a man. That's why he attracts all these A players to his team, because the A players that you really want on your team, they don't just want a financial opportunity. They can find that anywhere. They're an A player. Like I haven't been shy about saying that I'm a Michigan graduate with degrees in economics and psychology. I was an athlete. Like I've got some things going for me. If I wanted to go get a job on Wall Street, I could. I could go make money elsewhere. I choose to work with ET and then of course do my own thing, my own coaching, my own speaking, because I want to surround myself with men of faith, with men who push me to be better, with these people who are bringing the best out of me, who are putting me in these environments that are developing me and building me into something greater that I couldn't possibly become on my own. And that's why he attracts A players, because A players want that kind of environment. A players understand this stuff. A players understand that it's not just about the money. And so if you want to build a team of A players, you're going to have to start being successful beyond your business, beyond entrepreneurship, beyond the financial success. You're gonna have to be somebody of substance. You're gonna have character. You're gonna have integrity. You're going to have to be somebody who can show a holistic version of success. If you notice right now, as of the time of this recording in 2023, a major thing is all these entrepreneurs talking about their health. And you see a lot of people are attracting team members who are interested in being healthy and making money. It's a more holistic definition of success than we've ever seen before. There's a reason for that. And they're attracting a certain kind of character and a certain kind of people because they're displaying that holistic version of success. So I don't want to harp on this too much, but if you want to attract great people, you have to be a leader worth following. And I love what my man Inky Johnson says. Every man must search his own soul. What demons do you need to slay, right? What challenges do you need to overcome? What insecurities do you need to overcome? What deficiencies do you need to overcome? Like, what is it within you as a person, as a human being. Like, let's really get deep with this. Like, let's really talk about that. Like, look at yourself in the mirror. What do you need to fix? Like, what do you not want to deal with that you know you got to deal with? That's what you need to spend your time doing first. Before you start going, oh, I need a videographer, I need an assistant, I need this person, I need that person. No, you don't. You need to fix you. Like, stop looking for somebody else to cover your insufficiencies. Stop looking for somebody else to cover the areas where you lack and just go fix it. It's a whole lot cheaper, and it might not be easier, but it's easier in the long run, because even if you can find somebody to put a Band-Aid on it, it's temporary. And I need you to become the person that you were meant to be so that you can attract the people that you can then develop into great leaders themselves. All right, that's number one. Number two, step number two in this blueprint is, once you have healed yourself, once you have become as much as you can be, then I need you to advertise it. Like, you shouldn't have a problem putting yourself out there if you've really done the work. If you've done the inner work of overcoming those limitations, of overcoming those weak spots, of overcoming those vices, those insecurities, all the traumas, all of that. If you've really done the work, you should have no problem putting yourself out there, because you know that you're gonna have a positive impact. So if I go to your Instagram and you tell me, oh, I'm looking for a team, and I go to your Instagram and you got 300 followers and they're all family members and your third cousins, and I don't see you posting about who you are and what you do, then you're shooting yourself in the foot. Like, what do you want to talk about? You dead in the water. You haven't even started the game yet. There's nothing to discuss because you have not advertised how dope you really are. So step number one is become a dope person. Step number two is advertise how dope you are. And if you are advertising that and you're showing the world who you are and what you do and how great you are at it, people are going to want to come work for you. They're going to want to hop on that train, right? Number three, do it for a long time. Do it consistently over time. The only reason that you don't have a team is because, one, you're not a leader worth following, or two, you aren't showing that to the world, or three, you haven't done it long enough. If you're doing one and two, it is literally only a matter of doing number three, being consistent about that, right? People talk about, again, I'm going to use ET because that's who I started with as well. But if you look at ET, he was advertising his dopeness for 15 years. When YouTube first came out back in 06, 07, of course he's attracting people. Of course he's gaining a following. Of course he's got people that want to come work for him and join the team. He's been advertising how incredible of a person he is and how successful he is for so many years. So if you're doing step one and two, but you haven't been doing it for more than 2 months, again, we don't really have anything to talk about in terms of, where's my team, where's my team? So do it for a very long amount of time. Step number four, once you have these people, you need to have them take some sort of assessment. We use the Flight assessment. That's the assessment that I co-developed with my buddies at Eric Thomas and Associates over at flightassessment.com. That's the personality assessment that we use, and it helps us understand, okay, now that we've got some people who are incoming leads, if you will, who want to be a part of the team, now I understand who these people are. Are you demanding and decisive, or are you a little bit more cautious and methodical? I need to understand that based on if I want to put you in a sales position, if I want to put you in a supportive position, based on what I need you to do, I need to understand who you are and what your preferences are and what your tendencies are behaviorally, so that I can put you in the right place and so that I can develop those skill sets that are associated with the personality traits. So step four is you got to give them some form of assessment. Step number five is give them clear roles and responsibilities. Clear roles and responsibilities. The way that I think about it in terms of, if somebody has come onto your team, it was organic, they came to you because you've been advertising how dope you are for a consistent period of time, and you really are that person. It's not just for the camera, you really are amazing. They came to you, you gave them the assessment, and you put them in a place, you put them in a role that's perfect for them. The only reason that they're not performing is for one of three reasons. Number one, they don't know what to do. Number two, they don't know how to do it. Or number three, they don't care. Number three, we hopefully have taken care of by steps 1 through 4, because you should weed those people out. If they just don't really care about their job, you should weed those people out almost immediately, just by the essence and the energy that you put off on you advertising how dope you are. When you've done the inner work, people like that don't even fool with you. They don't even come around, right? So number 3 should be taken care of. Number 1 and 2 are the dangerous ones. They don't know what to do, or they don't know how to do it. What to do can be solved by clear roles and responsibilities, written job descriptions with each role itemized. And then how to do it can be solved by SOPs, written descriptions of step-by-step blueprints of how to do each and everything that you are asking them to do. And people might say, oh, well, I'm an entrepreneur and I need somebody who's flexible and somebody who can just roll with the punches. I hear this so often. I need somebody who can keep up with me. Who do you think you are? I need somebody who can keep up with me and who can help me take this thing to the next level. Then they could be an entrepreneur and go do it by themselves. They don't need you. Who do you think they are that somebody who's that good and who just is that much of a self-starter, who is that much of a decision maker and an action taker, who is that much of just a thoroughbred go-getter, why do you think they would come work for you? You are not Elon Musk. Sit your butt down. Like, it boggles my mind that people really think like somebody who could be a full-blown entrepreneur is going to come work for another entrepreneur who's probably not even where they want to be yet. And you want somebody to take you to the next level who can keep up with you. Shut up. You, and if you have business partners, they're the only people who need to be able to keep up with you. Everybody else that you're hiring needs to have written roles and responsibilities. And it just reflects poorly on you as a leader and as an entrepreneur. You just don't have your stuff organized and together. Like, you're just not that good at what you do yet. If you can't bullet point out step 1, step 2, step 3, here's how you complete the task. Don't shoot the messenger. It's just the truth, and the truth hurts. If they're not performing, they don't know what to do, they don't know how to do it, or they just don't care. We can solve all 3 of those problems. The first 2 we can solve with written roles and responsibilities that are super clear, along with a blueprint of exactly how to execute those responsibilities. By the way, you don't have a real business if you don't have that. The reason that McDonald's is a $1 billion empire is because anybody off the street can come in there, they can open up the employee handbook, the manual, and they can learn how to do the job. If your business is not the same way and you are relying on hiring A players, then you are gambling, because relying on A players is very hard and very expensive, and A players are rare, and they might just go do their own thing, they might leave you, and it's like a toxic girlfriend. Like, don't do it. Now, A players are amazing when you get them. Praise God, amen. Phenomenal. They can triple, quadruple your business overnight by getting an A player. But if your business is contingent on them to survive, bad plan. Again, the whole they don't care thing. If you are really who you say you are, you're gonna repel those people anyway, so don't even worry about it. All right, I think that was step number 5. Step number 6 is continually coach and improve. I love Richard Branson's quote. Richard said, talking about his employees at Virgin, he said that he wants to train people so good that they can leave and treat them so good that they don't want to. That is the best tactical management advice I've ever heard. Train them so well that they could leave if they wanted to. They got all the skill sets. They got the soft skills. They got the tangible tactical stuff. They know exactly how to do it. They could go work for your competitor tomorrow, but they are so loyal to you because of what you have poured into them. You have treated them so well. You have cared about them as a human being, not just an employee or a team member, that they want to stay, that they are loyal to you, that they have a genuine attachment to your mission and your purpose. Their purpose is attached to your purpose. That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. And so if you're not continually coaching and developing and pouring into your team, they're not going to be dedicated to you. And I always tell people there's not a bank in the world where you can go and make withdrawals over and over and over. You just taking money out, taking money out, taking money out. Eventually the teller's going to be like, hey man, there ain't nothing left. You broke. It's all gone. No bank in the world will let you continually take withdrawals without making deposits. But with people that we lead, we just want to take without making any deposit. I can tell you from personal experience, there are people right now at 11:04 at night who can call me and say, hey, I'm across the country, but I need help. And I promise you I'll book the first flight. And there's all other people who are technically in leadership positions for me, who are my superiors. And they could call and I'd be like, you're out of luck, Jack. You might need to go talk to somebody else, because some people have made deposits that I didn't forget, and other people only want to make withdrawals. So as a leader, you have to be conscious and cognizant at all times of what you are depositing into your team. If you do that continuously over time, you're gonna build a team that's like 300. They will fight for you, and that is a beautiful thing. I hope that you enjoyed this episode of Money Mondays. If it gave you value, please do me a huge favor and share this with somebody else who might extract value from it. That is why we do this. That is why I do this, is to just spread these messages and help other people shorten their learning curve. There's nothing more fulfilling to me than making a genuine impact. So if you got value out of this, please do me a huge favor and share it. Like, comment, subscribe. Let's continue the dialogue in the comment section below. Don't forget to visit iambburns.com for any of your other needs to find out more about what I'm doing over here. And until next time, I will see you on the next episode of Money Mondays. Peace.